Hello and welcome to another episode of Planetbase. In the last episode, we did a number of things, but unfortunately, because I forgot to record it and set the recording up, we lost the footage. Either that, or we have somebody working for the colony that has destroyed that footage. We don't yet know. So the first part of this episode is just going to be briefly describing what we did in the last episode. And then we will continue on with the episode. So this episode should be a little bit longer than normal. Which is fine, as far as I'm concerned. The more Planetbase, the better. Anyway. In the last episode, we did a number of new things. We managed to finally create our anti-meteor laser. The anti-meteor laser gives us a little bit of space around the colony where there's a 60% chance that a meteor will be destroyed before it hits us, which is fantastic. We also created our airlock and a second mine, meaning that hopefully the metal shortage will be resolved and we can finally start to create structures with metal that otherwise would have been waiting for ages for. We also created a very large storage room. Our small medium storage room over there, which is very small in comparison, was getting full and we needed a new one. So we've created a new one which is starting to get full already. Our meal maker has been created as well. And we now have a new meal maker. In our sick bay we have a secondary bed and a second medical cabinet. And in our robotics facility we have a bot auto repair. Also in the last episode, we welcomed 4 new colonists to the base. They were all new workers, and many of them have now been allocated to mines to work in and produce that metal that we so desire. In this episode, we need to start thinking now a little bit bigger. We need to start thinking about creating a place for visitors to arrive and take part in. We have a lot of food that's available. We have medical supplies, we have guards, we have spares, we have various other things that are making us more self-sufficient. So we're going to look now at we are going to look at developing this large expanse of land here where our visitors can stay, and that hopefully will lead to us being able to bring people into the base, tourists, etc. Now, that was a trading ship that's just left. Another one will arrive. What we are going to look at is also getting rid of some of these vegetables. Not so much because we don't need them, but because we've got a large supply of them. And the last thing that we really need is to have our storage facility, our very large storage facility, filled up with vegetables, because vegetables go off after a bit. They rot and they're not very nice. So what I want to do when the next trading ship arrives is to start to create enough coinage or enough money, currency, to look to buy some technology. We need a driller bot, frankly. We need a constructor bot, because also in the last episode, CNT2 died. He was no more. He was scrapped. So that is something that we need to look at as well. Now, noticing these little clips here, and that is because we have got biologists, but they are working very hard, so they will be looked at. They'll be fine. I think it's when they start to get closer to orange, which they are not. They're looking fine. So let's decrease the game speed. And let's continue where we were. So we now have this metal being created. And I want to see what else we can create that we don't already have. You see, I do quite like the idea of having the multi-dome and the bar. And that is something that I think we could look at. So let us create a multi-dome. And we can do this just down here, which is not a problem at all. Again, we get to another problem here where we are starting to... We've only got 1 and 2 airlocks on that side. I want this to kind of become a big area for colonists to live and eat, and visitors to also stay. So some of our beds will go here. And we'll have canteens and that as well. They will branch off there. Down here, I want mines to be there. And what I just need to be very careful of... Yeah, we're fine. Just within. So what we will also possibly do is just around here somewhere is put another anti-meteor laser. And our army of bots and workers and that are making their way. Mr. A.T. Haas, one of the new members of the colony. He arrived last episode. But he may well be the traitor. He's got a bit of a weird name. Everyone has like an Emmeline or a Rosina. Also a new member of the colony, Rosina. Working hard. But A.T. Haas, it's a bit of a strange name. Just an initials name. It seems like he's trying to hide something. Maybe he's the one who destroyed the footage. So, our colonists are working very hard on this now. We've got 3 bits of metal remaining to bring out, and Mr. Philippe H. Kennedy is bringing 1 piece of that out. Do the rest look like they are coming? I can't tell at this moment in time, unfortunately. I think we have some metal being... Yeah, we have some being processed there. So once that's once that is processed, even, that will be coming out to our multi-dome. And then we can start to allow our colonists to have a little bit of fun, or suddenly increase their morale. So Iris Morey is going back to the mine, and Brittany I. Chandler is heading out. She's going to make the long walk to the multi-dome. Now, we have a lot of food being generated, and we have 17 meals. 33 pieces of vitra meat and 46 vegetables. I'm going to sell some of those vegetables when the trader ship arrives, and I wish I knew when that was. But unfortunately, I don't. We do have some semiconductors also being generated, so I'm presuming that we are actually looking at building some bots, because that is the only thing that we're short of. So we're 50% of the way through to the last piece of metal that we need. And someone will eventually bring that out. We can build a multi-dome, build a connection, and then expand out. Now, this should be our trader ship, which it is. So, let's see what we have. Coinage, some starch, which we don't need, and some ore we don't need. Let's sell some of these vegetables. Sell that, and then let's sell that. 65% commission, that's a lot. Value 70, value 70. No, it's not going to let me have any more. Okay, so we're going to get 43 coins for this, which isn't a lot. I think we could probably look at... Let's get rid of a couple of these medical supplies. Bring that to 120. There we go, 73. So let's trade. So we have some coins now. We'll wait for them to be taken out by a carrier bot. Oh, and some other people are also helping with taking them out. Our medics and engineers also taking some of them out. It's like the feeding of the 5,000. Everyone's waiting in line to take things out to the ship. Still waiting for one piece of metal, which looks like it's on its way. Hannah K. Bean is bringing that out. It's a biologist. Presumably because all of our workers are very busy with taking all of this in. So Mac Guiniquez is working on this to make us some more medical supplies. And to be fair, we do need... We're fine for that as well, because we have got 6 medicinal plants. So losing 2 or selling 2 of them isn't going to be a massive issue at all. And in fact, it's going to help us slightly, because we do need those supplies. You know, we don't need all of that food at this time. By the time we start looking to invite tourists to the colony, we'll be fine. I've created possibly another larger biodome by that point. I mean, that's a very large one anyway, but I'll have created a larger one anyway. And so a lot of this stuff will be generated very quickly. So how close are we now? We're 6 vegetables away. 5. And then we can trade that over and we're sorted. We've got another gun as well, which is pretty good for our security. So we're now waiting for somebody to come and construct this multi-dome. It looks like Ricky Raymond may be doing that. Or Jet Blake. Or both of them. It looks like it's going to be Jet Blake. Once that's been created, we can connect them up. then. And we do need to look at our power supply, actually. That's just reminded me. So, well, we've only got 2 bots as well. So we do need some more bots anyway. Our power supply is looking pretty good. We're doing pretty well. That's going... We're about halfway through the night. I mean, obviously, we're creating more buildings, so that's going to have an effect on our generators and our power collectors. See, the problem what we have here is everyone's waiting now to come in. Again, this is possibly a point where a secondary air lock might be of some use. That's dead end, yeah. Although, because I think this can only accept 4, that might not well be very useful. I think that could possibly accept more. So everybody's mucking in at this moment in time and bringing stuff to be created. So even our medics are going out and bringing items. And this is what I imagine the first humans on Mars to be doing, is that regardless of your speciality, regardless of what your specializations are and what you're an expert in, you know, whether you're a medic, whether you're a biologist, whether you're an engineer, everyone will be mucking in to help out as best as they can. You know, if somebody needs some help in cutting some stuff for the biodome, you know, and picking some tomatoes, I'm sure a worker or an engineer will quite happily help out. And likewise with building, you know, somebody needs a step ladder to be held while they stand up on it. I'm sure that somebody will help that. You're not going to require an engineer to come and help you with that. So, bit of a status update. Storage, very large, is at 21. Our medium storage is at 95% capacity. And our mine is working very slowly. Well, that's because nobody's there. What we are going to need is some more bots. We need more caviar bots to help. Now, I was under the impression that we had semiconductors being built, which we do. So that must be for the bots. I mean, obviously we also have our spares workshop as well. That's under... is being worked on. So our connection has been built for that. Let's see what we can put inside. So this is essentially our gym. Or a bit of a rec room, a recreational room. So let's put a treadmill in. And an exercise bar. And I don't know how you rotate things in this game, but okay. We'll put a TV there. Bit of a fountain there. Some seating here. Some seating area there. Can we? No, we can't put any more. And a couple of drinking fountains. We've got one there. Let's put another one there. Maybe another treadmill just there. And we can actually just put that there. So that's going to be a very big area that our colonists can work out in. So these components are now being built. All of these people are coming down to help. So we have Greta, who is using a bench. She sat down. Gives her something to sit down and do. Also, we need to look at other things that we can build. I think it's time to have a bar. And what I will do down here is put another airlock. And our trader ship has arrived. Let's see what they have to offer. More coins. So, I'm of the opinion we can do that. Starch we want to keep, really. Meat's fine. Medicinal plants are fine. And I think, to be honest with you, that's probably going to be all we're going to take from this. So that's a 17 at 25, so it's a 50% commission, which is outrageous. But we'll trade it. I think this multi-dome, by the way, is going to be quite a popular place for colonists to go to. Now, we do have to be careful because our bioplastic and metal is low. We do have people working on that, though. And we have more than enough starch to work on the bioplastic processes. The biggest issue that we have, I think, is that we have people working, but the bots, we've only got 2, I think. Yeah, 2. So there's not actually a lot. I don't know what's happening with all of these semiconductors, but they seem to be disappearing. And I don't know if they're going into spares. No, they're not. So we have some being created. What are we going? They're probably being made into arms, and they're going to fill up the armory, I suspect. So what I'm going to do is put that on a high priority, if we can. It would seem that we can't. That's it. So we'll put that on a high priority. Because I don't think we need any more firearms at this moment in time. Because we've only got 2 members of staff. I think everyone's going out there to assist with this. Oh, Rosina's going to... Where's Rosina going? Where's she going? Going to get a meal. Okay. So she's just left everything to... Okay, whatever. We'll leave her to it. Arena man. Bring him a bar. Now, I wonder, do we need more workers? Because we have people working in the mines, we have people working on the machines. And then obviously people are sleeping in that as well. So more colonists seems to be the sensible thing to do. It needs to be, it feels as though it's the best way to get things done. The problem then comes because of the increased consumption of oxygen and food. So I think for the time being we're okay. I think what we need is more bots to do the carrying. And then we haven't got our workers making long trips out to these areas just to bring some bioplastic or some metal. And we are still waiting here as well. And we won't create the connection until the bar itself has been created. Which just reminds me, we are just in. So yes, what we will do afterwards is we will create another meteor laser here to protect all of this area, hopefully. Either here or here, I'm not sure just yet. Might even just be here. And because of all the work that's going on as well, we're also reducing some of our storage space, which is a good thing. We don't want it at 100% max. Just not necessary. Now, what effect does this have on our water and our fuel? Ah. Well. Now, is that daylight? I'm hoping that is daylight. It looks like it, yes. It is. Phew. I was a little bit worried because it was light. And I saw that we would run out of space here and that would run out and that had nearly run out. So I'm happy. Another water tank might seem to be like a good idea actually as well. What we'll do is we'll wait for this to be created and then we'll create a new water tank as well, just to keep up with demand. And I don't know why... Oh, that's a guard. This engineer needs to just kind of... Oh, this guy's doing it, that's why. Okay. So it does create some... It does take some time, actually, by the looks of things, to create a bot. I'm a little bit surprised of, actually. I thought it would be a little quicker. But I guess it's because they're so useful. They have to kind of balance it by making it harder to make those bots. And our metal processors are working very hard to process all that metal that's required. Likewise, the bioplastic processes are also working very hard. The solar panel's been repaired. And I think, you know, we're nearly there. We've nearly we have created a self-sustaining colony. So we're doing well at the moment. We're certainly further than what we were when we were on Proxima Centauri. And we've learnt a lot as well. Our mines are working. Our water's working. Our power's working. We've created enough plants now that we've got almost a surplus of food. Not even an almost. We have got a surplus of food. But it's sustainable, which is the main thing. I think what else we need to be looking at is another bigger processing plant. So what I might do is convert that to just work for bioplastic, and or maybe metal as well. I don't know. I need to play around with that idea. And what I might do is move the lab actually, and move that over here somewhere. Connect it to that. Connect it to that. And then make that the lab. Not the lab, the other processing unit, and just have 4 processors there. So our training ship has arrived. I'm hoping that it's going to be the bot ability here to purchase. And there is. Oh, constructor bot, carrier bot, or a driller bot. See, they're the expensive ones. And at the moment, a driller bot would be of much more use. Let's sell a couple of these, because we don't use... Let's sell 3 of them. Sell a couple of them. That. And 1 gun. Let's take a driller bot. Okay, maybe not. That's quite a lot. You see our commission starting to lower down, be lower as well, which is pretty good. There we go. So let's get the driller bot. And then we can use that. So we're now just waiting for all of that stuff to be sent. Because the driller bot will free up a worker to assist with other things, such as the processing. And that's quite important, really, I think. In the grand scheme of things, anyway. And we finally got our bar. It's being created. So that means our colonists, after a long day at work, can go and get drunk. Get a little bit leery in the corridors. Get locked up by the security. Maybe I'm just making things up. We'll see. So our bar has been created. Got bar tables and... Oh wow, okay. So there's not an actual bar, sadly. It's just a cabinet. Which is a shame. So what we'll do is have 3 tables there. We don't need any standing bar. Let's have a video screen just there. I'm not quite sure we need a fountain, but let's throw one of them in. I can put some more. No, not that one. This is going to use up so much bioplastic. And then we can have that there. That. Okay, no more for that. Maybe another. There we go. So much bioplastic is going to be used up for that. Will it be worth it? That's the main thing. I suspect it possibly won't. But we're only going to have one bar. And we need to look bigger now. As at some point, probably in the next couple of episodes or so, we may start to allow a couple of tourists to arrive. Just on a temporary visa kind of level thing. See how it goes. We will increase the number of security guards as well. So, we've nearly gone for our new airlock as well. That's nearly ready. Where's our bot gone anyway? Ah, it's working in there. Brilliant. So that'll be working very hard in there, because there's no reason for that to come out other than to get repaired. I feel like having a connection there should really... No, we'll leave it. We don't need it. We now have another airlock as well that's been created. So all the maintenance that needs to be done on this side and creation of new things here will come out of here now, rather than right at the back there. Surprised though that Juno's going all the way there rather than just using this. I guess it's down to the level of oxygen. And another biodome looks like how it will be necessary at some point as well. But I will have a think about that one as to where I put it. What we will do, once the bioplastic is finished here, and it will probably be something that we'll do in the next episode, is move the lab here, sort the processing plant out here, put another one there, probably put another power collector up as well, but moving this about a bit so that we've got a room just for bioplastic, a room just for metal. They're connected, they're close to the storage facilities, and places where they're going to be used. So things are going pretty swimmingly at the moment, and we do have 4 bots now. Obviously one of them is a driller bot which we bought. More workers may be necessary to get through. I think that's the biggest problem at the moment, is that we're waiting for the processors to process all of the work. And it's taking some time. Now, why didn't our anti-meteor lasers... Oh, I guess it's a 60% chance, and it wasn't open. Why was that not open? It's not being operated. So that's why we need a couple more guards. Okay. So, what we'll do in the next episode is get some more guards. I think another 2 would suffice. We will move our lab. We will create another processing plant here. That one will convert to either metal or a bioplastic only. This will create to the other one. So if that one's a metal one, that will be a bioplastic. And we'll move our lab somewhere else. Possibly maybe over here somewhere, or somewhere where we can link it back up anyway. And we will go from there. Once that's created and we have some more security, we'll be better placed then to start to look to open the base to tourism, ultimately, to visitors. We will need some more beds and places for them to stay. But that is something that we can look at as a roadmap ahead. So thank you for joining us for this episode of Planetbase. If you're liking the series so far, Mars Colony 1, please feel free to give us a like, subscribe to us, and you can also check me out on Twitter, Facebook, etc. as well. That's all that's left to say is we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.